Well, yesterday, OpenAI released a couple of great updates to important business and enterprise features. One is projects, and one is custom GPTs. And I'm just going to show you some of those updates right now. So, firstly, let's talk about projects. So, I'm in a project. If you've never set up a project, you'll come into your ChatGPT here. And if you scroll down, you're going to see a new project or any existing projects that you've got. The main difference between a project and a GPT is that a GPT you're more likely to share with someone else, but a project is really just for you and for your own use. And so this example here, I've created a project assuming that I am a manager, a people leader, and I've created a project for each of my individual direct reports. And so in this case, Jack Sparrow is one of my direct reports. And just to orientate you around before I show you the new updates, I've provided this project with some instructions. I'm an area manager. This is of a dining group. And Jack is one of my teammates. And I want this project to help me to coach through how to be a better leader to Jack. In addition to that, I have uploaded some files. So I've uploaded our company's OKRs. I've uploaded Jack's objectives for the year, some of his personality traits from a recent personality test that he performed, our one-to-one notes and a job description. So this provides some context to the project. Now, firstly, I want to introduce you to the updated voice integration. So now you can chat with this project in a way that you couldn't before. So I'm just going to have a chat because I want to prepare for my upcoming one-to-one with Jack, and I want to go through a bit of planning for that. Hey, so I'm just planning for my upcoming one-to-one with Jack. We're coming into the second half of the year, and I want to start to discuss with him setting his H2 objectives. He's been working very hard, and I think we can come up with some really nice stretch goals that are going to both inspire him. So can you help me to think through that?
Absolutely. It's great that you're thinking ahead about Jack's objectives for the second half of the year. To set some inspiring and achievable stretch goals, here are a few areas we could consider. Number one is leadership and confidence building. Since Jack has been working on asserting his authority, a good goal could be to lead more team meetings or handle high pressure customer situations independently. This can help him build confidence and develop a more authoritative presence.
And just remind me, because I've been out for a little bit, you mentioned there that Jack's been trying to assert his authority. When have we discussed that before?
We touched on Jack's challenge with asserting authority a few times in our previous coaching conversations. It's something that came up as he transitioned into the restaurant manager role, especially with managing more experienced staff. It's definitely an area that can become a great focus for his development going forward.
Okay, thanks. So I'm just going to pause that there. You can see how you could get into a really, in-depth and valuable conversation that is going to help you to be a better leader as you prepare for your next meeting with Jack. So that's the voice integration in projects, which is absolutely fantastic. And the second thing I'll just mention in terms of projects is that you can now change the model. So as I come into a project here, Jack Sparrow coaching. If I was to go, well, let's go in for a new chat in this project. Maybe I'm going to have to refresh to get a new chat in this project. Yeah, so now I can choose which model. So if you are having a conversation with a specific project, and maybe in this example, maybe I want to get into more advanced planning around, I don't know, salaries or budgets or something, then I might be able to choose the O3 model. So that gives me some flexibility that I didn't have before. The third thing that I want to mention about projects that just got launched is the ability to use deep research. And so here we get run deep research. Now, if you've not come across deep research, this is ChatGPT's kind of agentic capabilities where instead of just providing you with an immediate response, it's going to go away and it's going to look around a number of different sources. And in this case, I've run it previously because it can take a decent amount of time whilst it goes and does that work. And so the question that I asked, if I just scroll up to the top here, is that me as the manager, I've got a meeting with my own manager coming up. And I want to provide a summary of where Jack is in his progress as he considers his next steps. Can you pull together a report that I can use as background to provide for my own manager? So I'm looking for a 2 or 3 page report that I can use. Deep Research comes straight back, asks me some questions. What format do you want? How long should it be? What do you want to focus on? And so on. And I should also note that as we have Deep Research, I can then choose what sources I want to include. So I showed you earlier, I've already uploaded some files, but you can also connect a huge range of different tools here. So if you are a Microsoft house, then you can connect this up to things like SharePoint or your Outlook email or Teams. And coming up shortly will be things like Google Drive. Well, in fact, we've got Google Drive in here already. So it's not just the information you put into the project. If you're doing deep research, you can go beyond that. So it ran the report. It completed it in 6 minutes. And this is the report that I got. So very detailed report, and everything that's in here is all cited. So here he led the team through a kitchen crisis. Well, where's that come from? Well, that's come from our one-to-one notes. So you can really see how you can come up with some really detailed information in these projects. Okay, so that's projects. We've looked at voice, we've looked at being able to change the model, and we've looked at deep research. The next thing that I want to show you is the changes that have taken place in GPTs. So let me just go to this GPT here, which is a one-to-one prep coach. So as a people leader, you can now provide this to your direct reports and they can prepare for their one-to-one. But if I just go to editing the GPT, I want to show you that now you've got a new toggle down at the bottom, which is the recommended model. Recommend a model to the user, which should be used by default for best results. So I could go here. If this is going to be a more complex use case that is actually about deeper analysis, then I might say, right, I want to recommend the O3 model. So if I just update this, just let that update. And then I'm going to go to view the GPT. What you're now going to see is that O3 is the recommended model. GPT Creator recommends that model. So if I do nothing as a user, it's just going to use that model. But if I say I want to use 4.0, because actually I want to go a little bit quicker, then you're going to get this dialog here, switch to O3, that is the recommended model. So this gives you some freedom as the owner of the GPT to direct people. If you've created something that's going to do quite complex analysis on spreadsheets, CSVs, whatever that might be, then you can recommend that model, but you still give the freedom to the users to be able to choose what they want. So there we go. 2 great updates for business users and enterprise users of ChatGPT, and look forward to hearing what you get up to with those new changes.